Hi, my name is Belinda. I'm from Perth, Australia, and I have Isabella. She's 9 years old. She is level 3 autistic. She has global developmental delay and ADHD. I knew that Isabella was a bit different and that I had concerns when she was about 1 year old. She met her physical milestones at an appropriate time, but she wasn't cognitively aware of things. She wasn't responding to her name. She wasn't making eye contact. She wasn't trying to make any speech, and being that she was my second child, I was quite aware early on that there may be issues. We did start the process in Australia with Child Development Services, reaching out to speech, reaching out to OT, but I found that we were struggling with those, so I started looking at alternative methods that may assist her. We had heard of stem cells previously, and we did have her stem cells stored at birth, but we quickly realised that that wasn't something that we could use in Australia. We were able to go online and do our own research and found 2 Australian families that had previously done stem cells and had good results with their children. We reached out to those families and got lots of good feedback, a lot of good information, and that's, I guess, where our stem cell journey started. So that was around 2021. We started our research and reached out to those families, and then in May 2022 was our first trip to BBH in Thailand. Isabella was about 5 years old. She just turned 5, and it was a struggle. She was a handful. There was no sort of awareness of her surroundings. There was not really any, very limited cognitive ability. I couldn't give her sort of any instructions and expect for her to follow them. Everything had to be shown, everything had to be led. She was quite emotional, very angry, because she wasn't able to portray her needs, and we weren't always really understanding of what she needed. After the first round of stem cells, we found that there was a lot more understanding, and with that, behaviours calmed down. She was a lot more calmer, she was a lot happier, and she started making eye contact, and she actually wanted to be around people. Previously, if we had friends or family over, we found that she would lock herself in a room, she'd become quite heightened, distressed. She didn't want contact with other people. So with those results, we decided to go ahead and do a second round the following year, 2023, and again we went back to BBH in Thailand and did another round of stem cells. With that round, again, we found a lot more cognitive ability, things like colours. We've been trying to teach her colours, letters. We found that came along. Things that we've been trying to teach for years, she just got. We also found words started developing, so we sort of gone from sounds and maybe 1 words to her putting together sort of 2 to 3 words. Again, understanding came along a lot further, and her want to be around others sort of picked up momentum again. So after the second round of stem cells, again we saw good growth in Isabella, and that's why we've decided to go a third time. This time we did continue with Beike, but we decided to go to their Shenzhen hospital. This had a couple of reasons. Firstly, coming from Perth, we could get the direct flight straight into Hong Kong. Also, with Isabella getting, I think, bigger and older, we wanted to see if adding more stem cells, so increasing the number of stem cells, which they do here in China, and also adding in the nerve growth factor, we might see continued results. So that was our reasoning to come to China. After the third time, again, we did get really good results. This year at primary school, Isabella went back to primary school after that sort of 6 month after her stem cells, and she had quite a lot of growth over Christmas. What was set out for her actually had to be changed because she had actually had such a great improvement. She's now at school, words are coming together. She's putting 3 to 4, 5 words together in sentences. She can get her point across very easily. I don't think there's ever a time we can't understand what her needs are now, and she's just started to learn to read. So she's getting her words, she's got her alphabet, colours, and we're at the point where we can actually now teach her to read. Another huge factor we found is sleep. So Isabella, with her ADHD, was not able to sleep. She was on 1 tablet of clonidine every night, and after the second round of stem cells, we did find that she now produces her own melatonin. She does sleep. Her medication is significantly dropped off. With her therapist and her school, the first time, we actually chose not to tell anybody that we were going for stem cells because we wanted an honest opinion, and they couldn't figure it out. They knew that there was changes, and these were therapists that had been with Isabella for years. And sort of when the 4-month mark after the stem cells came, they knew that there was differences and they couldn't work it out. And they would say, something's just clicked, something's clicked, and we can't work it out, something's clicked, things are falling into place, because she was getting this it was like her cognitive ability, she was just sort of falling into place. So they knew that there were these improvements, but they didn't know what it was. But we did that because we wanted honest feedback. For us, Thailand was the perfect first place to go to, because when we first started, Isabella was in such a bad place and she was so difficult to travel with. It was perfect for us to be able to just go straight to the hospital. We stayed at the hospital. We didn't have to worry about travel. The staff that was looking after us at the hospital understood kids with autism, and they went out of their way to help us. Nothing was too much travel. At the second time in, Isabella had got a bit more independence, so we were happy to stay at a hotel nearby, and again the staff helped us with the transfer fares. They were fantastic. It was also good for her to have the therapy in Thailand. She learned to do the hyperbaric oxygen chamber, which we then continued on in Australia. She did the hydrotherapy, which was really good to learn how to sort of regulate her and calm her. And then she also went along with the OT and the speech in Thailand. Shenzhen I found was excellent, because I feel like with her getting bigger and being that it was our 3rd time, we didn't know if we'd get more games. So Shenzhen I found it was perfect. She didn't particularly need the therapy by this age because we had it set up really well in Australia. So to just come here and get the larger number of cells and to include the nerve growth factor to continue that, we saw continued results, I think was important for us, and we have really seen as good results the 3rd time as we did the 1st time. I think for us, as she's grown and developed, Shenzhen was the better option there. I think that stem cells perhaps is not so well known in Australia, but I'm glad that I took this step. It's been life-changing for us. It's been life-changing for Isabella. It's not so much a point of trying to change her, but we've given her a better way of life. She's happy, she can communicate, she's a better person, she's loving life. And to be honest, she didn't love life before. She was not in a good place and she was not happy. Initially with our stem cell journey, it was very scary. It wasn't something so well known in Australia, but I think the biggest thing is just to reach out, to ask questions. There's so many families in Australia now that have done stem cells that can give you honest, genuine feedback of their entire experience, plus what they've seen and what they've gained from it. And I think also just reach straight out to Beike, to the company. You know, they've got a lot of fantastic reps. They're always on hand. They will give you honest feedback. They can answer all your questions. They're never too busy. They're amazing with their clients. Even from the point of leaving home to the airlines, just make yourself known, who you are, what difficulties your child have. People will go out all out for you. They will help you, they will assist you, they will get you there. Once you're there, you just got to get there. You know, there's a rep, they'll wait for you. As soon as you walk outside of the airport, they're there, they take care of you, they look after you. They'll get you to your accommodation, they get you to the hospital. All the staff are fantastic. They're very aware of autism or whatever it may be that you're going for. Nothing is ever too hard for them. Nothing is ever too much for them. They will always think outside the box and do whatever it takes to make you and your child comfortable, to make it a better stay, to make it as smooth as possible. So I think just reach out, start chatting to people, talk to the company. I think that's the first step to feeling comfortable and to feeling safe and to go ahead with your stem cell journey. I can't fault Biotech and the company. I will always come back just because of their treatment with ourselves and with Isabella has always been above and beyond. We've taken every year step by step. We've never said we'll come back, but because of the improvements and the gains that we see, we come back. And I think as long as we keep seeing the gains, we'll keep coming back. We'll just take it year by year, but definitely on the treatment and the understanding side of it, we would always come back 100%. This time, I think while she's got words and she's got understanding, we're almost pushing a little bit more conversational, a little bit more cognitive ability. I feel like she's just on the turning point of she's just starting to read. So if we could get her to a point where to read like that's life-changing, you know, like for her to go through life where she might be able to read or be conversational, that to us would be fantastic. So if we can try and get a little bit more understanding, a little bit more conversational, even to assist her in her regulation, it's come a long way. But yeah, I think they're the gains that we would hope for.